Hello, my name is Don, and I own a lawn and landscaping business located in Virginia. And I want to talk about the pros and cons on owning a business. Um, I think, let's start with the pros. I think the best thing about owning your own business would be having the ability to pretty much do your schedule the way you want to. You know, having the ability to, if something happens, you have the ability to take care of it. You know, if your kid is sick, you have the ability to stay home and, without having major repercussions, and because you can always find new customers in any kind of business. So, you need to know that the customer is always right, and you also need to know that you can always find customers. So, you can always get your name out there, and that's pretty much the key thing about having a business is that it takes time to do it. It takes time to grow. So, if I would, think about owning any kind of business, whatever I would do, I would start doing it now. I wouldn't wait until next year and keep on putting it off. You can start any kind of business small. Everybody that has their business, whoever had that business, they started very small. And the way internet is nowadays, and due to population, it's a lot easier and it's a lot faster to grow than it used to be, in my opinion. So, you know, that's the first pro, I think, would be to have the ability to have your own schedule and do what you need to do. The second pro that I would say would you can make you can set a hourly limit for yourself and for your business. There's you there's an amount of money that you can set yourself to work. You don't have to wait on raises, and and the work's out there. I mean, there's plenty of work to go around. And anything there. I mean, there's just the population is just very large, and the way internet is nowadays is a lot easier to grow. So if you were to do anything, I mean, I would do it now, because you can do this on your part time. You don't need to do this. Everybody that starts this business, they started on their part time. They don't just jump into it. Everybody that starts, they all, had full-time jobs, and they started doing this business on their spare time. And then what happened was, the part-time business became their full-time business, and that's where you generally get to. But in order to get there, it takes a little bit of time. So that's the key thing. Having any particular business, the key thing is time, because if you're not willing to put in the time, you might as well not even start, because that's the key thing is time, and being able to stick with it. So that's the second best pro in owning a business, is that you can set your hourly wage, how much you think you are worth. And you can make your own money, and you can work for who you want to work for. So that's a couple more pros in owning any kind of business, I would say. And what else can I say? I mean, the level to success is out there. I mean, if you put in the time, it eventually will come. But that's where that's it all starts with doing it and knowing in the back of your head that it does take time to do this full time. It takes a little while. That's why I started doing other things other than lawn care, because I work all year round, and due to me being where I am, I had to come up with other ways to draw income throughout the whole entire year. So I started doing power washing, gutter cleaning, staining, and I keep pretty busy because I offer a lot of services. But my main thing in the summertime is lawn care. But I will tell you that there is good money in power washing, and there is good money in doing gutters. But the only bad thing about that is that they're not repetitive customers as often as they are for lawn care. See, that's one good thing about having a lawn business, is that you can grow that business due to the fact of having, repetitive work. So, that's why I started doing other things, was to draw income all year round. And, there's been a lot of hard times, a lot of good times. And the main thing is sticking with it. Um, you know, that's what I think the main thing is, because I don't know. If you're not willing to put in the work and the time, you might as well not even start um, doing anything you do. So that is the pros of owning a business, and let's talk about the cons in owning in owning a business. Now the cons is that, okay, this is the number one con would be the stress level. In any kind of business you do, there is a peak time in that business. So, like, if you sell Christmas trees, in December you're going to be really busy. I mean, there's always a peak time in any particular business you do. So you're always going to be stressed out at a certain time of the year, no matter what you do. So that's the major con, is being stressed out. Another major con would be, in order to retire, you have to start your own 401k, or, save money or invest money in other places. You can't, you have to have your own retirement in owning a small business. So I would say that would be the next con. Another con would be, I'm trying to think. I know I can think of another major upset in owning a business. I mean, I know it's stress. It's very stressful, and especially if you have a family, doing anything you do, it becomes very stressful, because your business starts interfering with your family, and you need to, juggle that around. So, another con in owning a small business is that you're always having to put out some sort of money. It seems like every time something gets fixed, something else breaks. You're always having to put out money. It seems like every time you make a little bit of money, something happens and you always have to put it out. That's the next con, I would say, and no matter what you do. And because someone's always trying to get you. That's another thing. You always have to make sure that your stuff is locked up, and your business needs to be key. I mean, that needs to be your, that's your safe haven. So wherever you keep that equipment, make sure it's locked up, because someone is always trying to get you. So another thing is That's about it. I would say employees is another thing. But we can talk about that at another episode, another time, because um, having any kind of business and finding the right employee, that's very hard to do because you tend to have to deal with other people's problems. And that's, you know, people don't understand and they don't care about what you have to do. So, you need to respect whoever works for you, but at the same time, they need to show respect for you, and you need to know that and hopefully feel that, your employee respects you. Um, but, you know, we can talk about that at another time. Um, So that would be about it. Just very stressful. And if you want to start, you need to start now. Don't start later. And start on your part time. Don't think that something major is going to happen overnight because it's not going to. Owning any particular business, you need to get your name out there and do. Because of that, it takes time. So thank you for watching. Thank you for listening to Dynamo.